The Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, the Honorable Olivia Grange, says the Jamaica National Commission is coordinating the country's participation in activities to commemorate the Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Jamaica's proposal was accepted by UNESCO's Executive Board and its Commission on Communication and Information prior to the United Nations General Assembly adopting a resolution earlier this year to proclaim October 24 to 31 annually as a Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Here to tell us more, let's welcome Craig Perue. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome, Mr. Perue. Let's kick things off by, just telling us what will be unfolding, what will be the discussion, who will be participating, and some of the issues you will be using this particular gathering or forum to address.
Right. So this morning at 10 a.m., from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., we will have a panel that will be discussing the topic tackling Jamaica's media and information literacy deficit.
Yes.
And all your viewers can tune in to the YouTube channel and Facebook at the Broadcasting Commission's website. And the UNESCO's website, where they will be able to participate in the webinar. We will have on that webinar representatives from the manufacturing sector, the creative industries, IT, education, and library science, people like Dr. Maurice McNaughton, Professor Daniel Core, Dr. Deborah Hickling-Gordon, Mrs. Cheryl Anderson, and Mr. Mark Jeffrey Deans. And we'll be talking about, the digital literacy deficit in Jamaica and its implications for parents and children, for the entire society.
Yes.
You ask, what are some of the issues? Well, let me give you these two statistics that illustrate the size of the problem. The cultural and creative services exports in Jamaica, we're ranked 25th in the world. That's thanks to the natural creativity and ingenuity of our people. But we're ranked only 98th. For online creativity, because the Bob Marleys and Peter Toshes, the Capper Reynolds of today just have not been upskilled. They don't have the kinds of technological literacies that are really necessary for catapulting them onto the world stage. And that's one of the issues, just one of the issues that we're going to be talking about in this morning's webinar. In the manufacturing sector, similarly, the JMEA put out a strategy last summer saying that they're at the second industrial revolution. The rest of the world is, and especially our major trading partners, are in the fourth industrial revolution. And so we need to upskill the entire society, all the industries and the education system to be able to join our major trading partners to, become globally competitive. And also, from the point of view of the next generation of children, these new technologies pose potential harms, just as much as they pose opportunities.
Yeah. So the webinar is aimed at speaking about disseminating information, and certainly when we speak about literacy, I noticed that you mentioned the Bob Marley and the Peter Toshes, but will this be a seminar that will give somewhat of a space for persons to understand the importance of social media, technology? I have to ask that because young people probably is saying, but what is he talking about? We have TikTok, we can make our YouTubes, and we are in the know. It is just society, it is just Jamaica that doesn't understand that we are far advanced.
That's a great question. So let's be clear about what we mean when we say media and information literacy. So what reading, writing, and arithmetic was 20 years ago, digital literacy is to today's world.
Right.
We believe that in the same way that we needed GMIL back in the 1970s, we need a similar revolution today. Now, today's youth, as you said, some of them know how to use YouTube and know how to use TikTok, but the commercialization, the monetization of their efforts has been a lot more challenging because of issues in the formal sector. For example, taking digital payments in Jamaica is extraordinarily challenging. This is one of the issues that we need to deal with, right? So in this seminar, the 5 eminent panelists will be talking about, these are some of the issues they'll be talking about. The impact of AI on society, and as I said before, payments. But cybersecurity is another major issue.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's cybersecurity month, and it's Global Media and Information Literacy Week. And so this webinar is within that context. We'll be tackling all of the issues that you mentioned. The Internet of Things, 5G, all of these are very relevant to the economic and societal challenges in today's society.
So that is why I'm hearing you have a diverse selection of panelists who are going to be a part of the discussion, because what I hear coming out of this is how the media and information literacy connections is being promoted across disciplines and
yes.
Professions and borders.
Yes, absolutely. So, the issue of, you talked about our young people before. Our young people, we say they're digital natives, and that's true. But the rest of the society, those of us who, control the formal economy and who create the structures within which the youth have to operate, have we made the necessary migration? So I give you 2 other numbers to contemplate. ICT adoption in Jamaica, 93 in the world. You want to guess where our major trading partners are? They're all, we're talking about the United States, Canada, Europe, China. They all have strategic plans for digitalization. They are many years old, several iterations in. We need our own. And we need to pair the innovation of the youth with the money and the influence of the formal economy. And so all of the issues that are involved in making that happen, this webinar is going to talk about some of them. I should point out that this webinar is informed by a bigger swath of work that the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica and UNESCO
yes.
Have commissioned. Last year, they commissioned the Mona School of Business and Management to formulate a national policy framework for digital media and information literacy. And so Dr. Maurice McNaughton will be presenting some of the initial findings in this webinar.
So in essence, we're equipping, people with media and information literacy competencies for them to understand what's at stake.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
So how do we now advance the good of society, though, Mr. Perue, if there is contradictory messages and meaning?
So I think there may be contradictory messages because there is not yet enough information in the public sphere. So when there is, technology is a double-edged sword, right? It poses harms, but there's also enormous opportunity.
Absolutely.
And it is harmful to us when we're not sufficiently familiar with it. Think about electricity, right? Electricity is harmful if you don't know how to manage it. But otherwise, it increases your productivity. It makes your life enormously better. In fact, it's been said that data is the new oil. But if data is the new oil, then digital information and media is the new electricity. And those persons who are able to redesign, rethink, re-architect their businesses and their lives, their farm businesses, their shops, their factories, around this idea that digital media and information is going to be pervasive and is going to be the new source of creating wealth. Those are the persons who will create intergenerational wealth for them and their families going forward.
Taking into consideration that we're in a new normal way of doing things.
Everything is digital,
conducting business, what have we. And so once again, just remind us what will take place. When, how can people participate?
So I want all your listeners, your audience members to go to the Broadcasting Commission's YouTube channel or the Facebook page, and at 10 a.m. They'll be able to participate in this virtual panel discussion on tackling Jamaica's media and information literacy deficit. That's 10 a.m. this morning.
Yes. And so we want to really commend Minister Grange for always leading the charge and to ensuring that this kind of coordination is vital to who we are as a people and living in a digital society and the way of the world. And of course, we have to ensure that we use that digital space as well as the public sphere to advance ourselves in whatever way we can do that. Thank you so much, Mr. Perue, for talking to us this morning. The moderator for GMIL Virtual Panel Discussion happens at 10 this morning. The Broadcasting Commission's website is where it's all unfolding.
Adrian.
Yes. And so, thank you so much. And all the very best this morning.
Adrian. Just the two of us. We've got cameras in the sky. Second look at traffic right now for the morning.